everybody, my name is Jennifer Lee and I am a lifestyle counselor at the Center for Community Health and Prevention. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about staying active during the winter months. So first we'll be talking about what are some tips and tricks about exercising outside during the colder weather, and what are some things to consider with staying active indoors. So with exercising outdoors, the first thing I like to mention is layering up. Layering up to keep ourselves warm in the colder temperatures in the Rochester winter is really important. Secondly, it's important to consider moisture wicking clothes. So clothes that are intentionally designed to not stay wet for long periods. Why this is really important is because as we sweat or perspire as we're more active, the more that it stays wet when we're continuing to be outside, the more that we're losing our body temperature and can be like a risk of things like hypothermia or being too cold and causing illness. So the moisture wicking can be in a variety of different brands. Like usually the fabric is polyester or nylons. I also just suggest wearing something that is bright colors. We have less daylight in the wintertime, so and sometimes it's snowing or it's hard to see, so making sure that you're visible is really important as well. Another part about layering up is that you do want to protect your extremities. So your hands, making sure that your feet are properly dressed, your ears, if you can wear earmuffs or a hat, that could be pretty important. The reason why is because our extremities are much more likely to get cold than, let's say, our core body temperature. So we do want to protect those parts of our body. As we're starting to get warmer while we're exercising outdoors, this is where you can start to take off some layers. So before you actually start sweating a lot, you want to keep your body temperature warm but not perspirating, so that you can prevent this again, the clothes from becoming too wet and staying wet for long periods of time. Additionally, even before you step outdoors, it's important to think about hydration. So making sure that you're just like not super thirsty before you walk outside, and warming up. So a warm up before going outside in the cold and engaging in physical activity is important. When we go outside and we're exercising in cooler temperatures, it's much more likely that we're going to cause injury. When we're exercising with cold muscles, there's less muscle elasticity. So engaging in a warm-up before you walk outdoors can help with the flexibility of muscles and prevent injury being outside. Okay, so exercising indoors, there's some things that I think about. First is that movement throughout the day is important, and it can be just as important as setting some structured time aside to exercise. So this is where I look at opportunities to implement some movement throughout my regular day-to-day. You know, my experience of being at home and working from home is that it's really easy to not move. It's really easy to be sedentary because everything is in pretty much my vicinity. So really being creative and thinking about how can I get more movement in or break up sedentary behavior can be a great strategy to get more physical activity in. Can look like taking a walking meeting, or maybe this is when you're on the phone. Maybe you're not even in a meeting, you're on a phone with someone and you're walking around your house. Maybe you're taking that outside. It can be combining physical activity with other tasks. So when you brush your teeth in the morning, maybe you're doing squats, or maybe you're doing a wall sit. Maybe when you're watching TV, instead of sitting there for long periods of time, it's stretching between commercial breaks. or implementing resistance training throughout the TV show. Maybe it's when you're cleaning the dishes, you are taking a dance break in the middle of washing your dishes. Whatever that looks like for you, but it's this idea of trying to include movement throughout the day rather than being sedentary all day and then having some structured time for physical activity or just like no activity whatsoever. With structured activity, one of the things that I think about for this is, what do you like to do? What are some forms of physical activity that you enjoy right now that you would like to get back to, or that you would like to engage more in? And are there some ways that you can creatively engage in them? So for example, my mind goes to how we might feel more disconnected from our loved ones or our friends during this time in quarantine or staying in our homes. So one of the things that I've been engaging in is utilizing Zoom or FaceTime to intentionally work out with people that I can't work out with. And that has been a nice way to encourage each other, stay engaged, and also make it a ton more fun. I think it's also really important to utilize what free resources are available. So YouTube is a tremendous resource for free exercise videos or workouts in a wide range of different intensities. So there's really high intensity, like high intensity interval training, or there's more modified forms of exercise like low impact, chair exercises, yoga, gentle yoga, all those different types, and they're all available for free. You could also think about free apps. Are there any apps that you would like to utilize for structuring your workout? That could be a great resource as well. And then I also think about, again, kind of this idea of pairing physical activity to the things that you're already doing. So there are probably some household tasks that you do on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis that involve movement that maybe you can think about elongating or doing with more intensity that can count as your movement or your structured activity. So for example, vacuuming. Vacuuming might be something that you do from week to week, but you might think about intensity or making it longer in cleaning your home. So maybe you're saying, you know, this room, it normally takes me 10 minutes for me to do, but I'm gonna be a bit more vigorous with it today, so I'm gonna try to get it done faster, and that'll be increasing intensity. Or you say, I wanna increase the length, so I'm gonna vacuum this room for 15 minutes rather than 10 minutes that it normally takes me. So really doing that pairing there so that you can feel like you're accomplishing something, a task that you have to do, while also accomplishing this task of getting more physically active. The other thing I wanted to add is that if you're finding some barriers to physical activity, like maybe you have some injuries or you have some pain in certain areas, I would try to think about low impact exercises. I mentioned chair exercises before, but chair exercises are a really great way to take off the pressure on our joints while also training that muscular structure or our muscle mass. So I hope that gives you some tips, some tricks on how to maintain physical activity through the long Rochester winter, and how to be creative about it if we are confined to our homes for the amount that we are. If you would like to work with someone, our team works with people around lifestyle management and physical activity, so you can contact us and schedule an appointment to talk about this in further detail. Thank you so much.